Shefali and welcome to another edition of Indian Food Made Right. Today we are going to make a very popular red kidney bean curry called Rajma, and it's got a lot of flavors in it, so please do stay tuned as I show you all the ingredients we need from the Indian store. But also a really great dish to enjoy this with is a plate of rice. Often you will hear the phrase Rajma CHAWAL, and CHAWAL means rice. If you do want to know how to make a very basic Indian rice, you can watch that in my other video that I'll showcase here as well, and you'll have everything you need. You have your Rajma, your rice, and your meal. Okay, so what do we need from the Indian store? We need, obviously, the main ingredient, which is Rajma. I don't have the original bag that I bought it in, but I can show you what the beans look like over here. So they're just red kidney beans. They do give of other flavors that you want to get from the Indian store is, I've already shown this to you in another recipe. It's called garam masala. So in here you have coriander seeds, you have fennel seeds, cumins, cloves, pepper, chili, black cardamom, bay leaves. It's a very flavorful spice. You're also going to need coriander powder over here. So it's basically coriander seeds grinded into a fine powder. Red chili powder, remember when I told you about this? Make sure you don't get the red chili powder that says very hot, because hot does mean hot. And a very healthy ingredient are turmeric, okay? Turmeric powder, so these are really popular ingredients that you probably want to keep in the house for other Indian dishes that you'll be making soon. We also have the kasuri methi, the dried fenugreek leaves. Okay, that was used in our butter chicken dish. Make sure you have this box too. This adds a lot of rich flavor to the Rajma. So we're going to use half a teaspoon of turmeric. We're going to use half a teaspoon of garam masala. We're going to use half a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to use 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. You can use less or more, again, it's according to your taste buds. So out of all the spices that I introduced to you today, this is the newest spice. This is ground coriander powder. So we are going to use 1 teaspoon of ground coriander powder. So what's an Indian recipe without our famous ginger and garlic? I am using here for the Rajma today, we're going to use 1.5 inches of grated ginger, and we're going to use 2 cloves of grated garlic. The main ingredient, the Rajma, I used 1 cup of Rajma and I soaked it overnight. Then this morning what I did is I rinsed out the water a couple of times with fresh water. Now, the reason why we do soak red kidney beans overnight is because they do contain a toxin according to FDA, and that can give you stomach ache. So what we have to do is we do need to soak the red kidney beans for at least a good 5 hours in water, and then drain that water with the toxins that are already in it and replace it with fresh water. It also helps to make the kidney beans softer and our cooking process shorter. We're also going to use 2 tablespoons of fenugreek leaves, also called methi leaves, and once more we just crush it between our fingers before using it. I chopped up coarsely 2 medium tomatoes and 1 large onion, also chopped up. Another important ingredient that you might want to use, but it's optional, are cumin seeds. These really help with any gas that you may experience with beans. So I do recommend that if you do have guests coming over, they're obviously not going to tell you if they get gas from beans, but helping them out is by putting a little bit of cumin seeds into the dish when you make it. Okay, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the onions and put them into a little mixer. I'm using my husband's NutriBullet, actually. It works very well for a quick little mix. And the purpose of mixing the onions and the tomatoes is we're going to make a nice tomato sauce. You can even put the ginger and garlic in here. I'll do it separate, but you can even put it in here. Doesn't matter. So here is the tomato onion mixture that has been grinded in our blender or mixer, whatever you have. I use my NutriBullet. And now we're going to grab our pressure cooker. Okay, I'm going to use an Instant Pot today. You can use any form of pressure cooker that you have. We're going to put our pressure cooker or Instant Pot on saute, add a drizzle of oil, and then what we're going to do is just let that heat up, and as it does, we're going to add a pinch of cumin seeds. And remember I told you this was optional? So it's up to you if you want to add this. This helps with the gas. And I'm just going to add a little tiny pinch of cumin seeds in there, as well as I'm going to add the ginger and the garlic. Okay. I'm also going to add the kasuri methi and just basically break it up and put it in. Okay. Just keep the ginger and garlic a little bit separate. Let that saute on its own, and the rest can saute together. Okay. And we'll saute for just about, about a minute. Otherwise, these ingredients will burn. Okay. Add our tomato and onion mixture. And then add all the spices. So you stir that for a little bit. Okay. And we're in saute mode right now. We're not in pressure mode, obviously. So we're going to add our ground cumin powder. Okay, we have that spice in there. We're going to add our turmeric. We are going to add our garam masala. Now with garam masala, you do want to just be careful. I'm only using half a teaspoon. It is a strong spice, so it's not hot, but it's a deep, strong spice. So you want to be careful how much you put in. And our salt, there we go. And lastly, our chili powder. Oops, red chili powder. There we go. And you see the color coming together, turning into a nice onion and tomato sauce, and it smells so great. Okay, so we'll let that cook for about 3 minutes. Okay, just make sure you're stirring. Okay, so now you can see it's just boiling. You can add your rajma in. Okay, I drained that water that I had in there, so that was already drained in the sink, and I just put in the dry rajma. So I'm just going to stir it a little bit. Let's coat it all. And now we're going to add some water, stirring a little bit more. The Instant Pot is set to 22 minutes. You do want to cook within that time frame if you're using an Instant Pot, anywhere between 20 and 25 minutes. But if you're using a pressure cooker that has a whistle, you want typically about 4 whistles, and your rajma should be done by then. So what I did is I removed the lid of the pressure cooker once it was done, and I can see that there's more water than I wish to have. So I'm just gonna set the pressure cooker to, the Instant Pot to saute, and I'm gonna saute this for about anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes to get a thicker gravy. And I'm also gonna just gently crush some of the red kidney beans to get a thicker gravy as well. You do not want to smush too hard, just a gentle smush, and that will be good enough to make it nice and thick. So here we have it, everyone. We just made a delicious kidney bean curry called Rajma, and there's no other way to enjoy it than with rice. Remember what I told you? There's a popular phrase called Rajma CHAWAL, and CHAWAL is rice. So what I'm gonna do is, because I am really hungry, I'm not joking, I am going to pour myself some rice that I made here and put it into my plate. And I'm gonna show you how we eat Rajma CHAWAL. I'm gonna pour some Rajma right on top of the rice, and here we have it. We have a fine dish of Rajma CHAWAL. So I'm super hungry. I'm gonna rush out of here, but please everyone, please do take the time to like my video and to subscribe to my channel so I'll come up with delicious Indian meals just for you. This is Shefali, your host on Indian Food Made Right. Thank you.